What's up, YouTube? Eugene here. Hope you're all well. Gonna do a perfume unplugged today for Babiono. I hope everybody's gonna wish Babiono out in Hawaii well wishes, blessings, prayers, and just send lots of love because Bobby needs it right now. Bobby, we hope you're safe, and this perfume unplugged is for you. Enjoy because you asked, and the universe is always listening. So we hear you, Bobby. Anyway, I want to do, although it's a perfume unplugged where I get to ramble on about any topic that I like, I want to do sort of, going back to a throwback, something that was very hyped back in the day, probably before the time of Aventus. Now that Aventus is king of the jungle, this at one time was, held that position. And it was almost like this perfect trifecta of Musc Ravageur, Dior Homme Intense, Dior Homme Parfum, either version of, I think it was Dior Homme Intense really. So it was Musc Ravageur, Dior Homme Intense, and vintage Lidge, or any sort of Lidge. This is L'Instant de Guerlain Eau Extreme Eau de Parfum in the black ribbed original release bottle. And this was hyped to death, This is what the men on YouTube used to talk about. And it was considered this very sexy, playful, flirty, romantic, date night, sex in the bottle sort of thing is the way they described it. It is very warm and ambery and chocolatey, and the guys would just sort of obsess, and this would go into battles with other fragrances, and it was quite enjoyable to watch. I'm not sure where these smudges are coming from, but I don't like seeing them. I tell you that, I don't like seeing them. So this would go on to battle a bunch of other fragrances, and I don't know, somehow it always ended up being the winner, and guys would just go crazy and cuckoo for it. And I ended up blind buying this. This is one of the first perfumes I had smelled from Guerlain. I was really into Chanel. I had discovered pretty much the full range of Chanel before I had smelled a single Guerlain. And I just bet. I was like, okay, I'll try it, and I blind bought this. It was only available at the Guerlain boutique in Toronto. Distribution was really weird. And when it arrived, it came with a sample of Guerlain Vetiver, which at the time I thought, oh man, this is way too old for me, and Tonka Imperial, which I thought was really nice. But this, I put it on, I was like, oof, I am not sure this is for me. I kind of, I didn't get that feeling. I didn't get that, that it captured me right away. And I spent some time with it, and I can see, what people like. It does smell good. It has a really nice, warm, ambery, warmth to it, kind of yummy, kind of all of the things that people said, or said of it. However, for me, it's like, I always lost, I never got lost in the translation of this, in the storytelling, in the effects, in the way that it would make me feel. It was just really, it felt kind of like null and void, like nothing, just almost like, I don't know, like a very unpersonal transaction, like going to the bank and depositing money or something. It's just, I never connected with this. I didn't have that emotional attachment. And I think, that to me is more important than anything else. Yes, the perfume has to smell good, which it does, but this never tugged at my heartstrings the same way Musc Ravageur did. I love Musc Ravageur and Dior Homme Intense. Like, if I'm looking for a date night or a going out fragrance, this certainly wouldn't be it. I would go for Dior Homme Intense. Dior Homme Intense, I think, would be perfect and the most accessible for people, but Dior Homme Intense, Musc Ravageur, and then this. But I was, I was never smitten with this, and I tried and I tried and I tried, and ended up I ended up trading my bottle for the eau de toilette to some guy that really wanted the eau de parfum, and I wanted the eau de toilette. So we ended up swapping, and many years later I tried again. I tried to smell it again to see if my nose has changed or if I can grow appreciation for it, and it was the exact same thing, just nada. And that's okay. I'm totally okay with it. My feelings aren't hurt. I'm not I'm not anything. I'm just okay with it. And I've even tried this, and this is just as nice as well. Beautiful interpretation of the eau de toilette, but again, like this is now this, right? So don't go paying the $500 or whatever they're going for on eBay. That's the last I saw of them. I think it was about $500. People go and pay crazy amounts of money for discontinued Guerlain bottles. It's a great investment, but I mean, you do you, right? You do you. Yeah, I wouldn't go paying $500 for this when you can have this for the cost of a regular fragrance, right? But yeah, I never really got that connection, and it was idolized. People obsessed over it. The whole Mugler collection. I remember reviewers going gaga over Mugler, over most of the Jean-Paul Gaultiers. Much before niche and designer exclusives took hold on YouTube. But yeah, that's my thingamajig with Lidge. Just, we never connected, and that's okay. Let me know if you guys connected with this. How did you feel about Lidge? Do you get that sort of magic with this? It's like sex potion. That's what they're sort of like referring to as a sex potion. I never got it as like as sexy as Deodorant Intense. Deodorant Intense to me was sexy. Musk Ravageur was sexy. This was like, it's a little bit nutty. It's a little bit ambery. It's a little too perfumery is what it is. I think they have overdosed the amber. They've overdosed the cacao. A little bit more powdery, a little bit more nutty, richer, but somehow, this lost, like the magic is lost on me. Totally lost. I don't get the same sensation as I do with this. But that's the case for a lot of my Guerlains. When I look at Habit Rouge, my favorite concentration is the eau de toilette. When I look, okay, Vetiver, if I have to wear Vetiver, it only comes in eau de toilette. Héritage, I really prefer the eau de toilette. And then, in Lidge, I prefer the eau de toilette. In L'Homme Ideal, it's like, I'm not sure which one I prefer. I don't prefer the eau de toilette. I prefer the eau de parfum, and I don't prefer the eau de toilette. I know exactly why. Because there's something in there that makes it feel mass appealing. Like when I smell L'Homme Ideal eau de toilette, it's almost like there is a part of it that reminds me of the Macy's department store, fragrance department store counter, and I'm not sure where that's coming from or why that's even there. And I just want to ask Thierry Wasser, like, why is that note in there? Like, what is it doing in there? And like, when you put this in here, this mass appealing note, what did you mean by it? What did you want to say? What were you thinking? Did you know it's a mass appealing note? Are you trying to attract like a mass appealing crowd, or is this really your intention? So, and it's because of that. It's very faint. It's kind of lost in between the orange blossom and the cherry. But I don't know. Yeah, it's like orange blossom, rosemary, cherry, and something in there lurking just feels like way too mass appealing to be considered, like, even though I like L'Homme Ideal, like, it's good, but it's not good enough. It's not like this is a great designer masculine fragrance, even though at the time they were already owned by Louis Vuitton, Mont Hennessy. I think this was their first release under Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy. So you can see how much in that short amount of time Louis Vuitton has changed. They've gone, because I wouldn't consider this mass appealing. This is a very, this fragrance can stand on its own 2 feet against pretty much any masculine out there. I don't feel the same way that the things that Louis Vuitton is putting out today. So you can see just in a short amount of time how much they have changed. But yes, overrated, overhyped. Yes, Bobby, I got to take this one out. I'm not sure how Bobby feels about this, but let us know how you guys feel about Lidge. I'd love to know. I love seeing your comments and your faces in the comments box. So that, and Bobby, take care. Hope to see you soon. Stay safe, man. We'll talk to you soon, brother.